just want to share with my mom and anybody who wants to watch this what I've been doing. I've been making felted animals. This is my little mouse. I made his little nose out of clay. His little whiskers come from a paintbrush. Since then, I've gotten some horsehair. I crocheted his little scarf. This one, I knitted him a little mohair sweater. And these are little balls of wool, and then I just wrapped some mohair around them. I made my little bear, and I'll show you a little bit. I made the knitting needles out of toothpicks, and the ends I made with clay and then painted them. And I just really love them. And I just put a little disc on the bottom so that he can, or she, whichever it is, can set. This one I made for my dearest friend, and she wanted one. She never asks for anything from me, except for prayer, which I'm always willing to pray. And she wanted it to be a little red t-shirt, and she said I want it to embroidery. I didn't do the greatest job on the embroidery, but it still stands. And these are 100% wool, made with just pieces of wool that you just pull off and end up making a ball. These are my scraps that I'm going to use. This one, you can use them for dryer balls. You just throw them in the dryer. But, and it keeps it all the static clean to leave. But I can use it for close-up things when I'm working on them. So let me move these guys out of the way. My goal is not to make teddy bears, although I love doing that, but to make realistic animals. And this is my little goat. The hardest thing I had was trying to do the colors. I still need to work on this because this shouldn't be like that. That shouldn't be showing, so I'll fix that. But you put these on with a needle, and you just take a piece, and each little piece here, you just poke it with your needle. There's all different kinds of needles, different sizes of needles. This one is called a twisted needle. You probably can't, well, you can kind of see it, but anyway, it goes around and around, and it's for the finish work that you do. This one that I did was just out of what they call now I can't think of what it's called. Anyway, it's like the center part that's inside of him. That's what he is. And then you would come back and put fur on him, and that's what he would look like. This little bear was like that, but I took white, a better quality yarn, and I put it on him. But there is a needle that's called reverse and what you do is when you stick it in, it's hard to pull out, and what you do is you're pulling out the stuffing a little bit all over the place, and it makes it really soft. And so then you go back and just trim it. So he's a real kind of fuzzy bear. I don't think you can really tell a lot on the camera. This one is just just constantly poking to get it a soft smooth, and you just kind of rub it, because you get little pokey holes. So anyway, that's kind of what you do. So that's basically what I did. He's got a little tongue in here. He's supposed to be how goats go, bah! And these little things here, not all goats have them, but I mean, there are so many goats. When you start looking up pictures and study them, these are like a turkey, a wattle, and they really have no use for them, but they're there. And when I was looking it up, this is supposed to be a brown spotted goat, and they are kind of woolly. It has a wire frame that I built inside of it, and then you wrap pipe cleaners around it, and then you start with your batting, and you just start wrapping until you get a shape. And goats have a little fat belly, and one thing about these wool animals, the more you touch them, the better they get. So it's not like don't touch them. And they are, when you felt them, they're together. Like this here is a separate piece that goes in here, and in here I laid in another little ball and on both sides. In the belly, sorry, that's my computer, Mom. And back here, so it's just the little tail, his little horns. They got a wire in them, and you can move them in different directions. So I've got like they call them little pencils, but this one's got 3 needles in it that make it go faster rather than just poking with one. I've got one that's got 2. This one has, this is the one I poked myself a while ago. There's 7 needles in there, and this thing moves up and down, and so when you're doing it, that goes up and down, and those needles go in. So I have these little finger things. They're made out of leather. So when I'm trying to do like the edge of his ear or something, I can do that. Let me get a needle. And I have a whole bunch of needles, and they're all for different things. But believe it or not, they have, these just have little circles, but some of these have like little barbs on them. That one is also a circle. Didn't know I had so many circle ones. I just stick all my tools in a little thing. But they're all different. But they have little, this one is a triangle. And if you look at the blade, which you probably can't see, but there's little barbs, like a fish hook has barbs where it gets. So you just go in there and you just start poking, and it pushes the wool down in where you want, and you just keep sculpting. And so like with these, the ends was kind of like his little beard, and you just bend it up and it causes it to have something to cling to. So you just keep poking and poking and poking. And I have like this is called wet felting, and they do that to make purses or just do different things. But this one is just lots of them together, and they don't use the best. They use some of the lower parts of the wool. There's 3 different parts of the wool, which is kind of interesting for all of this. And as you're felting, let me see. You will take some of your yarn, if you're starting with a little ball, and you wrap it up really, really as tight as you can get it to start with. Some people, it'll be in a longer string of, and you just start poking it. Am I in the screen? Let's see. And you just start poking it, and you just move it around. You just got to keep moving it around and around, and it takes some time to get this to start to form a nice hard little ball, and you just keep doing it and doing it and doing it until it gets firm. You can see this one gives very, very little give, but you just start poking it and you just keep poking it and turning it and moving it. So it takes a long time to do all of this. And so this is like my 3 needles, which makes it go faster. And you can use this one, but this one is more for like a flat felting. So you got 7 needles coming out. Helping to do what they call felt. You're felting it. You can buy a piece of felt in the store, and it is done with machinery, and it's just causing it to go down and down and down until it becomes just a piece of material. Most of the felt that you buy in the store is made out of acrylic. It's not wool. So I do have that, and this just keeps getting it harder and harder and harder and harder until it becomes whatever shape. So if I was going to use this to be a little bear, say, then I would do another one, and I would leave it kind of fuzzy, and then you just start felting all the way around and let it the they call it fringe to go into all of this. And so then you would have the little head on top, and then same with your arms. You just build it up until you make a little arm, and then you just connect it to that, and the legs or the tail, whatever you're doing. So like building him, it took the wire that's in here and coming up his tail, and then you just start wrapping they call it core wool, which is not the top grade wool, but it is good wool. There's nothing wrong with it, but the core wool is cheaper because it's a lesser grade. So that's what you want to use to make his little fat belly. And so many of the animals do have a little fat belly. I don't know if anybody's ever noticed that, but that's pretty cute. So that's what I'm doing, and my little sheep is my first animal. I just got started in all of this, and I'm just having a good time. So I hope my mom and anybody she shows it to enjoys the small little demonstration. I've done doll sculpting. I'm a crafter. I'm an artist. I do all of this stuff. I learned how to crochet this and made bears. Got some dolls. I handmade dolls with special material and painted their faces on them. I've just done all kinds of things. So this is just more of the creativity that God has given me, that I am using all of my talents. So hopefully when it's all said and done, I've used up all my talents, and God will have to give me some new ones when I get to heaven. Bless you all. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you enjoyed this little video. Goodbye.